What do we have, a Taurus? Eight of Wands, Sag energy at the foundation of the reading. Taurus, the message that I got for all of you was that where you place fear in your life is where you leave yourself open to spiritual attacks. This weakness allows the enemy to get in. Now, there has been quite an overwhelming sense of the fixed signs going through a lot of spiritual attack right now. And I feel that this has everything to do with the astrological transits that we are currently experiencing. Pluto leaving Capricorn and transitioning into Aquarius. What we are feeling at current here, Taurus, is a kind of breaking down before a restructuring of your foundation, but spiritually speaking. The divine is really wanting you to address any areas of your life where you may be holding fear, whether it's big or it's small. You need to start understanding that any of that fear is magnetizing the spiritual attacks toward it. It's like there's a chink in the armor, and that is how the enemy is going to get to you. So this is calling for quite a lot of self-reflection, self-care work at this time to make sure that there isn't anything that you're missing. Now is a really great time to work on some of these finer details, Taurus, and also pay attention to your thoughts at this time. I feel that your thoughts are providing you with messages as to where these attacks might be coming from. Now, the Eight of Wands is showing us very clearly that there's something coming towards you. Downloads, it could be the attacks, it could be messages, it could be many different things. But as we can see here, this angel is throwing the arrow back. Okay, so I feel that this is one of these situations where the divine is allowing these energies to breach your energy as a means to wake you up to what it is that you need to focus on right now, Taurus, in regards to your healing. You may be experiencing some issues at current that, well, they're the types of things that make you feel like the universe forgot about you. It can be really unsettling, especially when you're doing a lot of work on yourself. All of a sudden, you just start to have things breaking down around you for no real good reason. But the thing is, that is actually the divine working with you. You know, the way that we perceive our environment is a lot different than the divine sees it. We see all these things around us as things we need, and the divine thinks otherwise. So if right now you are experiencing some sort of breakdown and you're being forced to release things from your life, don't fight it, Taurus. Just let it go. Because this is telling us that you are being prepared for the next level in the game, and there's always going to be some sort of sacrifice that we need to make. Sometimes we're aware of it and we release it ourselves. And then there's those times when we haven't quite released everything. And that's when the divine comes through, maybe drops a tower in there and rips something away from us that we weren't expecting. Okay. But you have to keep the faith that this is all happening for your highest good. And then right on the bottom of the deck, wow. Right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles, this is an energy where you're really holding on to something too tightly, right? And then Judgment. Judgment is coming through like, Taurus, you got to release this. You can't hold on to this any longer. And this Five of Pentacles here, for a lot of you, this has to do with some sort of mindset. You know, I'm picking up something here surrounding a mindset that is stopping you from stepping into a new timeline. Now, it could be that this mindset that you have has a negative impact on your self-confidence. There's countless ways this can show up, so you're going to all have to place that as you see fit. But quite often what I see is people who have picked up things on their path. Maybe somebody said something to them along the way, and this thing kind of rattles around in their subconscious, and it colors their experience moving forward, especially in areas where they need all of their confidence on board to break through in one area of their life or another. So again, that Five of Pentacles that I just saw here, that's your energy as well, Taurus, okay? Shadow Taurus energy. It's an energy of basically sitting inside, well, you know what it is? It's like sitting underneath a dark cloud, okay? A dark cloud that's always been following you. And the divine is asking you to finally break free from this energy and let it go. And the support is actually here for you with this judgment angel. And this is all a part of this astrological transit at current. I mean, that's literally Pluto, okay? So confirming what I am saying to be true. What do we have at the sacral, please? The moon, Pisces energy at the sacral. And this moon is representing this fear that I'm picking up on. There's, it feels like a blocked sacral for a lot of you, Taurus, which can be an energy of fear. But this is based on some sort of old, outdated belief system that's not serving you anymore. The fixed signs have ended one cycle and are beginning another. And it's as if this particular mindset is a part of the old cycle. It can't go with you, okay? So that's why a lot of you out there are going through a breaking down in your environments right now, however that may be showing up for you. But this is really indicating that there's a reorganization taking place behind the scenes at divine headquarters, so to speak. So again, the best thing you can do in situations like this, Taurus, is just take a deep breath and go with the flow and have faith that the divine is working things out in your favor to align you with this new beginning that is in the energy for all of you that have been putting in the work. And this moon next to this Eight of Wands is really speaking about some sort of spiritual attack that I've been picking up inside. Well, I've been picking it up for you, Taurus, and also Aquarius, which is going to be the next reading after this one. Again, there seems to be something here where the divine really needs you to figure out where your energy is being breached. You know, the world is a very different place than it was a year ago, even 6 months ago, Taurus. Energies are way different. Things are being exposed. There's not a lot that can really be hidden from us anymore. But it's really important that you're putting in a little bit of extra work here to really work on elevating your own spiritual awareness and doing more of a deeper dive into some of your shadow work here, Taurus. I really feel that's the message here, focusing on shadow work, inner child healing, because a lot of the fear that we hold with us in our adult life comes from there. We pick up things in our path and it just kind of sticks with us. Most of the time, we don't even know it's there. I call it a dark passenger, right? Trauma just turns into a kind of energy that we carry with us without even really knowing. But whatever the case, it's there. And it's time that you take all of this off of the back burner. Can't sweep any of this under the rug anymore, Taurus. Where we're going on this new timeline, it's just not even possible. You got to really start facing all this stuff. You're doing yourself a great disservice if you continue to bury what wants to be unearthed and healed inside of you. And this is also an indication that there is actually something quite monumental for you on the other side of this. I quite often mention that we'll have a dip in our energy. We'll feel like things are kind of falling apart before we have a rise. And this is definitely one of these situations. So this can also be another way to lift yourself up during times of difficulty in the knowing that it's a sign of what's to come, as long as you're getting the message and putting action behind it. What do we have of the solar plexus, please? Wow. Ten of Swords. Gemini energy at the solar plexus. So this is representing the ending of this cycle. This is where the Taurus collective is at right now. You're standing on the edge of the rest of your life, Taurus, but something needs to be finished first. Ten of Swords represents endings and beginnings. And as we can see, this is coming out right at the solar plexus. Solar plexus is all connected to your self-confidence, your personal power, and your drive. So whatever this is here that you need to close out once and for all, whatever it is that you need to address, so to speak, is the key to opening the portal and stepping into the new timeline. The divine's literally saying to you, Taurus, we're ready to go, okay? But this one last thing, you just got to address this and then we're off. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. I just heard that whatever it is that you're fearing right now, Taurus, you need to go directly through. I mean, head on through this fear. It's one of these situations where you get to the other side of it. You take a moment to look back and you're like, wait, what? There was actually nothing to even be scared of. It's in that moment that you realize that your fear was all for nothing. It's in these moments that you come to understand just how far you've come. One action here, Taurus, is all it takes to close one cycle and begin another. I truly feel that you are right there on the threshold, but I don't even think you know it. Some of you are feeling very consumed and overwhelmed right now. You're trying to validate your fear, but you can't seem to find the validation. You're starting to understand that it's just a part of your imagination. What do we have at the heart, please? Eight of Cups, Pisces energy at the heart. And when it comes to ending cycles of this magnitude, Taurus, the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups are just the cards that indicate this. Because the Eight of Cups really speaks about you finally moving on from this, withdrawing your energy. You know, for a lot of you, there's been this sort of cyclical pattern that's been going on with whatever this represents for you. But I do feel that you've gotten to the point now where you finally learned from this. You are actually ready to walk away and never turn back again. And, you know, I'm hearing something here about bridges needing to be burned, okay? I don't know if I'm getting a lot of ringing in my left ear right now as well, which can indicate something needing to be removed. You know, depending on what your situation is here, it could be that you were trying to maintain some level of decency with someone or something here, or maybe you were trying to not completely sever some sort of connection or tie, but this has gone on long enough is what I'm hearing, which is why I'm getting this message of burning the bridge once and for all. I just heard the only place that this bridge leads is to Drama Island. Interesting. This is one of these energies as well where it's like abandoned ship. All hope is lost. Okay? Not with you, but with this cycle, the situation, it's done. What do we have at the throat? The moon again. Wow. Okay, I just heard for some of you out there, staying in this situation or entertaining this situation has you living in fear, which is keeping you open to some sort of energetic and spiritual attacks. You know, the energy I'm getting here, Taurus, it's one of these times, okay, where if you focus on something hard enough, right, depending on where your vibration's at, it will come true, okay? Now, if you're in a place of fear, obviously your vibration is going to be a bit lower. So if you're entertaining something like that, you need to understand this. This isn't the case all of the time. It just seems to be what I'm picking up in regards to the energy at current. I mean, when you think about Plutonian energy and then the energy of Aquarius, but when you think about the shadow sides of those energies, I mean, this is like bizarro world, okay? Weird kinds of things happening. So you need to be very careful, very mindful about where you're putting your thoughts. And I just heard reprogram your mind for happiness, okay? I feel like this is one of these situations where you're being called to put a smile on, right? To kind of program that into your mind, that no matter what you're being faced with right now, you're not going to allow it to pull you down. In fact, you refuse. It's like faking a smile in the knowing that it will become sincere. And I know that kind of sounds weird. That's not something that I would typically suggest, but this is necessary for the transit that we're going through here. In other words, don't succumb to this darkness. Don't succumb to the fear. Refuse it at all costs. There's a vulnerability that I'm picking up here from you, Taurus, and it's because of this transitionary period that you're all going through. It's not a time where you would expect an attack, but it's sort of sneaking up and trying to get you when you least expect it. It's one of these sorts of situations as well, Taurus, where practicing the art of detachment is going to serve you greatly, okay? So really disconnect from things that are not really that important so you can focus on what matters most, okay? This can really help you to be more emotionally and mentally available for yourself right now, Taurus, during this time. And it will allow you to experience the present moment more peacefully, okay? So I feel that there's energies around you that are trying to get you wrapped up in petty sort of energetic exchanges, let's just say. Don't fall for this. These are all tactics that are used to try and slow you down, deplete you of your energy, siphon your energy, is what I just heard very clearly. I'm also picking up something here surrounding your thoughts, giving you messages that are kind of foreshadowing, right? But it's coming from this place of fear. So here you are, you have some sort of fear about something. you find yourself obsessing over it, and it turns into a manifestation, which is essentially foreshadowing something that is going to actually come to reality if you don't check your thought process. I'm picking up on a collective of Tauruses who are very strong manifestors, okay? Because you have to understand that if you can actually manifest your thoughts from a place of fear, you can also manifest swinging in the other direction, okay? So that's what we need to focus on here, our mind health right now. You know, meditation is going to be your best friend here, Taurus. Marathon meditation sessions. I've been feeling this energy being a fixed sign is Scorpio, so I know exactly what you guys are going through, but it's not going to last long. It will be over soon. You just have to get through the energetic storms, the turbulence, so to speak. That's kind of what this is, okay? Turbulence. As long as you're prepared and you know how to navigate during this time, then you're fine. But unfortunately, you know, because we're dealing with spiritual matters here, it's just not always the case. We don't really know what's coming towards us. We don't see it. But if I can help you to see that just a little bit clearer, Taurus, I think you can pick up what I'm putting down for you and get yourself the rest of the way. Now, these two moons are sitting at very significant places on my table here because we have one underneath that sacral, which is really speaking about some sort of projective energy that is trying to affect your passion and your optimism. And then this moon at this throat chakra, I feel like somebody is trying to restrict your communication. Maybe somebody is afraid of you speaking up about something, which is why there's these energetic attacks to begin with. Maybe you have a piece of information about somebody that you're being guided to share, speak about, to get out of you. I'm hearing it's cathartic in nature. It's something that you need to do for yourself. But there's also something much bigger there as well that might be able to serve on a collective level. Example of this would be you telling your story about something that you've gone through, and it provides some sort of support for other individuals. But whatever it might be, Taurus, it's like you can't quite get it out of you. You're feeling some sort of restrictive energy that is creating obstacle after obstacle for you. So you don't find the time to be able to do this. Two moons and a 10 of swords. I mean, all of these cards, I'm picking up on heavy energetic attacks here. And like I said, I was feeling this before the reading. I've been feeling it for the past couple of days as I've been receiving the downloads for all of you. Pretty overwhelming as well, Taurus, I gotta say. So seeing these 5 cards here, I'm not surprised, but anybody who knows tarot and is hearing me say this can look at these cards and go, wow, it's undeniable what I'm looking at here. Somebody is playing on your fears. Somebody is trying to wear you down. See, they'll manipulate the energy to break down your defenses, and then they'll come in for the energetic attack. I'm hearing something surrounding, again, people attacking your self-confidence so you don't take action in certain areas of your life. When you don't take action, this is what lowers your defenses because you're lowering your personal power and control that you hold over your life. 10 of Swords at the solar plexus. There's an energy here that I feel is trying to bring an ending to certain areas of your life. Somebody definitely does not want you speaking up. What do we have at the third eye? Wow. 7 of Swords at the third eye. Here they are, okay? So think of those swords as your energy, okay? And this energy is kind of sneaking off with your energy. But here they are, preparing to step into a trap now. See how they're looking over their shoulder like, haha, I got away with it again. There's a very sneaky, underhanded, deceptive energy that is preparing to come to the light, Taurus. And I feel once you address whatever this fear is that you need to go directly through, the veil is just going to be completely ripped back. You're going to see something. You're going to have some sort of light bulb moment, an aha moment. It's like you finally wake up to something that's been taking place. You have some sort of perspective shift. And as you can see here, Taurus, you see how this card is really yellow? Solar plexus, right? It's like this energy is trying to steal your confidence, your personal power away from you. There's somebody here who wants something from you. Or for some of you, there's somebody here who wants you to shut up, right? I just heard a shut up spell. Interesting. Some of you may have had an issue with your finances recently. Some of you, maybe there was a health issue. I'm also hearing for some of you, maybe there was a health issue with some animals. I'm also picking up here that those of you that are very close to your animals, cats, dogs, I even heard horse for some people. When you're a chosen one, when you're somebody who is here to help guide the collective, however you do in your everyday waking life, those animals were given to you and assigned to you by the divine to protect you. Those animals, for most of you, absorb the spiritual attacks that a lot of you are subjected to. And it's not something I like saying. It breaks my heart. I'm a animal lover. I know how this one goes, but it's important you pay attention to your animals, okay? A lot of you have really deep connections with them as people. They think that they're sending energetic attacks to you, not realizing that they don't even hit you. Your animals are your protectors, your shields. They absorb it. It was set up that way. It's just how it goes, Taurus, okay? So love on them, even a little more than you do already. Some of you don't even know that they protected you from attacks that you aren't even aware of. It's like right here, this moon, right? We have these animals underneath, this energy underneath the moon spells. Okay. What do we have at the crown, please? Ten of Swords again. 2 Ten of Swords, 2 moons. This is heavy energy here. Taurus, there's only one way to deal with this. You have to go through whatever the obstacle is that is in your way. This is essential. This is the point that you've reached on your path. You've done all this work and you've gotten to the point now where you're standing before something that feels overwhelming. It seems overwhelming. It doesn't seem possible to overcome. It's like you're at the end of a level, right? In a video game, you get to the end of the level and you got to fight the villain, right? Before you are able to pass to the next level. This is exactly what I'm getting here, but obviously in real life. But I feel that the fear, though it's a byproduct of an opposing person, let's just say, the fear itself is not something that brings you in direct contact with somebody else. It could be for some of you, but it feels more like an action that you need to take in your life. An action you've been putting off for quite some time, is what I'm hearing. What do we have at the foundation of the reading, please? Oh, wow. The villain at the end of a level that you need to go through, right? Doesn't that look like a kind of big, overwhelming obstacle that almost seems impossible to get through or overcome? It's like a giant wildebeest, right? On the path in front of you with devil's horns. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy with that Page of Pentacles at the foundation. It's like this is stopping you from progressing forward. And this is directly speaking about what I said, that this needs to be addressed before you can move forward. This is in your way. It feels like an immovable object. It's like some of you have gotten to the end of this path. And all of a sudden you're faced with this and you just kind of sit down. You're like, I can never overcome that. Guess I'm just going to stay here. And because of this, it triggers this energy to start creating disruptions in your environment. It's like the universe saying, no, you have to go through that. You're not meant to stay sitting right there. Your reality is going to start breaking apart because you're supposed to be on the other side of that. See, this can be a deeper way of describing what a tower is, right? We don't have a tower on the table here, but it's very much in the energy. The tower is when the universe will break down your environment as a means to forcibly push you, remove you, right, from a situation or push you into a new timeline. Very similar to what I'm getting here. And this is right underneath this Eight of Wands, right? So here's the movement, and then you reach this point, right? I just heard the point of no return. Okay, now I'm thinking about what I said in regards to the burning of the bridge. Maybe there's a hesitation here. Maybe some of you, well, yeah, I was going to say maybe some of you are scared to do this, but we already know that. We already picked up on the fear. This energy is also going to lead, goes without saying, to you missing out on opportunities, okay? What do we have at the sacral? Unbelievable. The Tower, okay? Vasago, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy at the sacral. I knew it. We are right on top of your energy here, Taurus. I feel like we're getting very surgical here with this. This is an explosive energy that I have here. And the Tower from this deck, it reads as Tower in its negative polarity. So it's an energy that is trying to avoid change. It's trying to stop the Tower from coming through, right? Which is a very bad idea, okay? Because this is when you're standing there trying to hold up the weight of the universe, right? Essentially going against the grain. I just heard very clearly, let it go, Taurus. Let it go. And this is right underneath that moon at the sacral. A lot of you are avoiding this massive change that is right here, ready to happen. Most of you have even manifested this and it's actually shown up. Sort of like manifesting something, and then it arrives and you're like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really into that anymore, right? But the universe is saying, well, too bad. You're coming. Like it or not. Hence the Tower. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy at the solar plexus. This fell on the moon in reverse. I only read these cards as reversals anyway. Even though I put it up right, I read it as a reversal by default. But that fell across that moon there. And this Knight of Wands here, paired with the moon, that's energetic attacks. Somebody here is trying to scatter your energy so you're not able to move forward in a certain direction toward something. Toward the truth is what I just heard. Toward exposure. Toward a new beginning. Place it as it fits. A lot of you are dealing with delays at current. Just a very frustrating energy. It almost feels like everything is working against you, right? But again, I can confirm, based on what I said earlier on in the reading, that this is to be expected because it's the fall before the rise. It's like there's a final clearing out before you step into the new timeline. There's this sort of just kind of uncomfortable energy. It's like birthing pains, right? This is what this feels like. And those of you that understand the process of ascending, awakening, that's what it's like. A new you is constantly being rebirthed on the ashes of the old. It's an uncomfortable, painful process, but it's necessary and it's always worth it. To accept any less is to accept a literal lie, right? To be asleep inside the matrix of your life. That's not what we're about on this new timeline. We want truth. We want it all. We want it now. Don't sugarcoat. Give it to me raw. Give it to me straight. There's no time to waste. You know, when it comes to the way I read tarot, people who like to be wrapped in a velvet blanket and coddled probably aren't going to find comfort in listening to my readings. There's still a lot of people out in the collective. I deal with these people all the time. They're offended by truth. They seek out a lie daily. They'd rather be mainlined to the illusion, the matrix, the lie they're living. Quite often saddens me how many people out there are still like this, but they are the NPCs of the world. And it's obviously difficult when it's people that you once knew, people that just refuse to wake up. They're out there. I personally don't understand that mindset at all. How could you not want to be the best you that you could possibly be? How could you not want to dig deep and pull out all of that shadow work into the light and heal yourself? But Taurus, I guess that's the difference between us and them, right? They're limited in their thinking. These people find comfort in coming for you because you are the one person who jeopardizes the lie that they are living. You are walking truth. And as long as you're breathing, they know that their lie is in jeopardy. And I have 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So the 7 of Wands from this deck speaks about black magic, okay? It says right there, it can make one invisible. So 7 of Wands, it's an energy that wants you to give up. It's an energy that wants you to think that you don't have what it takes, that you're somehow disadvantaged. Just heard for some of you, this energy has been going at this for years. I also just heard that the divine is trying to expose this person to you. Okay, so the example they want me to give you, it's like somebody who is harassing you, right? Let's say by way of email, and you just receive floods and floods of these harassing emails from a strange email account, and the person obviously uses a made-up name. And then one day, this person sends one of their harassing emails on schedule like they always do, but this time they mistakenly sign it with their real name. But you have never actually responded to any of these emails, so you leave this person wondering if you actually saw it. I think you need to do some detective work, Taurus, so pay attention. I'm also hearing for some of you that you may start to have thoughts of this person out of nowhere. That's always a sign. What do we have here? A Robos, 3 of Pentacles, a Vice. Okay, so this is my Bull in a China Shop card, right? So I'm picking up an individual here who is very jealous and envious of you, Taurus. This person has been trying to stand in your way for a very long time. I feel that this person is responsible for most, if not all, of the obstacles you have faced in your life. And I feel that the divine is ready to expose this to you. It's one of these situations where you look back over your life after finding out who this is and what they've been doing and realize that most of your pitfalls that you've had was because of them. Whether it's something they do systematically behind the scenes without your knowledge, or it's by way of spell work. I mean, no matter how you slice it, spell work is a form of energetic manipulation. So trying to control the narrative that is your life is a form of energetic manipulation. Slander is a form of energetic manipulation. Lying on somebody is a form of energetic manipulation. But I'm also picking up the darker side of energetic manipulation here. Because of these 2 moons, 2 Ten of Swords here, and some of these other cards, I'm getting literal black magic or spell work. People sitting around doing something. I can taste it in the air. I always know when this stuff is around. And then on this side, we have the Queen of Pentacles, intellectual lucidity. Okay? So here you are now, thinking much clearer. It's like this energy you've been in has been it's like a form of spiritual illness. It's kept you in a place of a lot of confusion. And see how right here, it's like you're drinking from these cups. So it's like staying inside that energy is just you constantly drinking from the same cup. See the moon there, and the moon there, the moon there, right? And this moon's kind of looking at you like, kind of like side-eyeing you. But you're regaining control here, Taurus. Regaining control over your stability in all areas of your life once you go through the fear that you need to face in order to break free from this energy. I'm hearing for some of you, it's obviously going to be a literal person, people. It can also be connected to an action that you need to take, something that you need to do that calls for you to be really brave and courageous, maybe speaking up about something, maybe releasing something, writing something, maybe moving towards something that is in alignment with your path and your north node and your purpose. It could be overcoming a mindset that is a byproduct of, let's say, these people, maybe family, okay? I'm reading for thousands of you, so it's general here, so you got to place it as you see fit, as it makes the most sense in accordance with your life. You should essentially know what I'm talking about. There should be this sort of listening to this. It's like something, alarm bells going off. Your mind is talking to you, right? Your inner voice. Wow. I said your inner voice, and then what I have on the bottom of the deck, the High Priestess, right? So, which is the card of your inner voice, your intuition, the divine speaking to you. Unbelievable. Okay. What do we have at the throat, please? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy at the throat, Mizrael. And as we can see here, you're no longer holding back, okay? You're actually pushing forward now. And it says right here, self-atonement, cures mental illness, deliverance from persecution. Okay, so it's like, here's your spirit guides launching this individual, this energy away from you, right? God liberating the oppressed. And this Four of Pentacles is now doubling down on what I picked up here in regards to your stability on the other side of this energy. It's like manifesting something. It shows up. It doesn't look the way that you expected it to look, because the way it works is that the divine is like, okay, well, we got to get you to this manifestation, so we got to take you down this path. You're going to have to come head to head with the villain at the end of this level. And you're like, oh, I don't know. I'm good. I don't want to do all that. But that's how this works. Your manifestations aren't always, okay? Obviously, there's exceptions to every rule, but they're not always going to show up wrapped in a cute little bow. They're going to show up as instructions, blueprints on how to get there, okay? And that's what I'm getting here. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Death card and the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So endings and rebirth, okay? Big changes. And then Seven of Pentacles, you're lighting your way down a new path that you've never been down before. The deliverance of prisoners. What do we have at the third eye, please? Wow. The Tower again. We have it twice. Unbelievable. So these towers read differently. This tower, right? It's like tower in reverse. It's like trying to avoid the change. Now, this tower here is upright in the energy. So the fire of God, disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. It's like you're getting the memo. You see something clearly now. You've had this epiphany. You're like, oh my God, I didn't even see it like that before. And now you're ready. You're ready to strike back, which is just basically you going through that fear, whatever it is, okay? Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy. And see right here? It's like they're looking back, expecting you to be there, not realizing they're about to walk into a trap, and now here you are. You're like, I've seen what you've been doing. I've gotten the memo from the divine. You tried to steal it all from me. But I've foiled your plans once and for all. This is the revelation. This is the wake-up call, Taurus. This is what you've been asking for. And again, it doesn't look that way right now, but once you get on the other side of this, you're going to go, oh, wow, I understand now. I get it. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Taurus, please? What a way to end. The Magician, Netheia, the generous God. Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Okay, so now here you are on the other side of this energy in full manifestation mode. And, you know, we've been speaking in this reading about the power of your mind at current, right? You're all starting to really realize that your manifestation abilities are a lot stronger than you ever gave yourself credit for. Sometimes it takes manifesting from a place of fear to realize that you can manifest in the other direction. It's like you manifest some sort of craziness into your life by way of your mind as a means to wake up to your own superpowers and abilities. And this is exactly what this magician is speaking about. It's like you're gaining control over your superpower. So now you can use it in a supportive direction to be the master builder of your reality. But there's just one last villain that you've got to go directly through to get to the other side. Taurus, this is the energy I have available to all of you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donations, Taurus. Take care.